There we are.
We're back.
We back.
I'm having a Snickers because I'm not me when I'm hungry.
Ooh.
That's the ad.
I know, it's a tagline right there.
Yeah.
Speaking of, not necessarily ads, but our sponsors.
Good call. Look at
we need to thank Sennheiser, Monster, AOC, and obviously GGBet as well for making sure this is a thing, a reality.
Yeah.
Also, there's a giveaway going on as well.
Yeah.
If you go over to bts.gg/giveaway, you have the chance of winning a 24-inch gaming monitor from AOC. Also, 2 headsets from Sennheiser. Yeah, GSP 600 and a GSX 1000.
I can't believe you memorized that.
I mean, I'm kind of cheating. I'm not gonna lie.
I saw the sheet a little bit, but I'm like, you barely even looking at it.
I'm throwing glances here and there.
That's impressive.
So definitely do that if you want to get some new swag into your hands. We got to test the I think it was the 600 GSP 600 version for thing we did.
That's probably going to be. I don't know when that comes out.
Yeah, all I'll say is just don't judge the headset on our performance.
Right.
We had some extra things going against us, I guess. But yeah, no, definitely a comfy headset.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I don't know when we're getting, because obviously for people that watch CS Summits before and Summits, we're getting like the usual, the team posters and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't know when we're going to be getting the first one. Maybe after this. Oh, next series we're getting the first poster. Okay.
I guess we're not allowed to say the theme of it. Let's just
you're spoiling yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Keep that quiet. But
wait, so next series, who's playing next series?
Ghost Gaming and I want to say
and Kingwin. Oh, okay. Yeah. Exciting. Okay.
Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like those posters.
Yeah, they look dope as hell. I'm surprised. I'm a complete pleb when it comes to like anything creative and to like just tech.
Yeah, how do people come up with that?
Like, yeah, it's just like again being able to do it in like Photoshop. Like I can use the burn tool to just like make things burn or look burned.
Right.
That's my entire Photoshop expertise, right?
It's impressive because you have to be creative at the same time.
Yeah. So everything's really working against me in that that way, right?
Right. That's why you don't work with Photoshop.
God no, that would have been dreadful. Can you imagine like you hired me to be like, I want to make the Fifflaren brand or something. You actually hired me to make your logo.
You never know; it could work out.
I would literally just find like I don't know Comic Sans font or something. Just have like a big F and it's like there you go.
Just don't get a suit, The bottom line.
Yeah. I mean, I think I could avoid that potentially. No guarantees.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So Overpass. I mean. Judging from Kakafu's like initial words that we had with him, like he was very confident, 2-0, going to do this.
Right.
It didn't seem as sold on Overpass being like that great of a situation for them. It's in terms of like he was saying a lot of it's going to come down to the CZ sides, right?
No, that's what I was getting. That's why I was like blanking because it was OpTic's decision to pick Overpass over Train because they had final say.
Yeah, which you were trying to.
It was
eventually.
We'll get there. What time is it? Well. You know what time it is?
What? Do tell.
We have. It's 10 minutes.
To 2.
To 2.
There we go.
That's a magic. That's a magic number.
That's when all the magic happens.
That's when things starts turning around. for me, at least. Hopefully.
That's the last chance. If nothing actually happens at the strike of 2, you're just like, oh man.
Yeah. I mean, by the time
it
hits 4, and I'm not okay. It's just it's one of those
no coffee
days.
can save at that point.
Yeah, that too. Then I might just go into the hard liquor, I'll be in the cabinet over there.
Wait, do you have this in Sweden? In Norway, we have something called hjemmebrent, which is pretty much like moonshine.
Yeah, we have that.
You have like a similar.
It's called the same. It's called the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hembrent.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, my dad when I grew up, I think had like a rig.
Oh, really?
At home in the basement. Yeah, he tried to do it once. But where I'm from, I think that was super common.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I never tried it myself. I want to try it because especially moonshine too. I've never tried it either. I actually want to try it.
I'll say this: it doesn't really taste a lot. It just burns.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it's literally like the
96% or
right?
something. Yeah, it's absolute insanity.
Listen. We'll see what happens when Sunday rolls up, But we can get
one thing can lead to another.
Yeah, LD maybe has some moonshine for us.
Wow.
Welcome back. Have you ever had moonshine, Duncan? Because absinthe is legal in Amsterdam. Oh, you mean like you're muted.
Is he?
Oh, keep
should
going.
Come back.
Yeah, let's see. No. No. They just.
Gone for good.
We'll figure this out. No, still doesn't work, of course. Where did
How
his microphone doesn't work?
How the hell did Tijian bring this back?
Can't tell you.
Oh, no.
There you can. Now you can.
Here we go. Now we're back.
Now you can tell me what happened.
Now we're back. Wait, does he get it?
He hasn't brought it back.
Oh, wow. That is
Hasn't.
heartbreaking.
Do you want to know why they're bad? Because some people don't actually know this. But if you think it's brutal in CSGO when it's so close, etc., in 1.6, it used to just give the edge to the bomb. Like, even if you got it on 0-0, it would blow up. And even though it would make the sound like you defuse, it would blow up anywhere.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I've
right,
had
you usually
that
get the points for it, right?
Yeah,
it's the same in
three
Source.
frags,
Yeah,
right?
But you would lose the round, yeah.
Same in Source, too. And it was, like, so annoying. Because then you knew you were, like, final tick. It's just, like, great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, it was so tilt-worthy.
Yeah. No, so about the moonshine.
Oh, yeah. Have you tried it?
Like, here's the thing. I have tried, like, homemade alcohol like that because it's quite a famous thing in the north where I come from that, like, old men like to get those kits where you can ferment your own alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
And the first thing they always do is try to make, like, 85% right proof alcohol, you know, like, because they're just thinking, oh, it's sick, and then it's like, what they all learn is, like, yeah, you can have, like, a thimble of that, otherwise you're going to be wrecked.
Right,
like,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, no,
like,
exactly.
No one's going to enjoy that bit.
But
Is there good stuff here?
Yeah, but absinthe is. I know it's not moonshine, but I'm saying like because that's. I don't think it's legal in a lot of the countryside.
You can get it in the
Especially
Netherlands.
It's legal in...
You can get it in Netherlands.
Yeah, you can, right?
Because they even have a
Ukraine
brand
too.
in Netherlands where, famously, because artists were always drinking it in, like, Paris.
Right.
They have, like, a Van Gogh designed brand of it, you know.
Is that Billboard, the name of it?
It's called, mate. It has quite a bit. I don't know why anyone would ever mute my mic right there. Like, here's the thing. Whatever ape is just button mashing back there. Don't press that button anymore, mate. This isn't Street Fighter 2 now. Your job is to leave that mic open.
at all times.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck. Well, we were just saying, and listen. I think the reason why he did that, right, was because you said that's why we don't like hot mics, right? We gotta turn it off. So with that, he was like, shit, I can't have a hot mic on Duncan. So
That's also why they sent home the intern called Michael, who had a really sweet ass.
It's like hey, you're done. All right, well, 2-0. Did they full buy big? No, he just picked this up. Sorry.
Yeah. They went very conservative on it. Like, Tijian even got, he got 4 kills in the pistol. So you could have bought up, like, at least something here.
Right.
And obviously, if you're big, like, this isn't really your map anyway, mate, so this is not a great position to be in. And they've gone for the AWP for Smoothie.
Oh, here we go.
There he is.
Jordan's getting a little bit of a
She's like,
massage.
so you work with your hands a lot? Like, what are you trying to imply? No, I have a girlfriend. Oh, right, yeah, Counter-Strike, yeah, I do. You've got a lot of tension in the forearm here. Is this okay?
I feel like this always happens to Jordan. He has an interview as well from an event. Because he's had arm problems before, right? With
yeah, wasn't that like a
stuff?
dream hack or something?
Right, yeah. No, so I know that he's had those problems before. I mean, a lot of players have.
The sad thing is, though, so many people don't realize, like, unless you have severely wrecked the nerve and the muscles around there, almost anything you have at the moment, if you just do the proper exercises, you can undo it. Because basically the main problem of what you're having is, because we're gripping all day long, and you're not supposed to be gripping for like 10 hours out of a day, you know.
Right.
What you're never doing is letting that same muscle have the opposite motion. It's
Exactly,
the reason why if you do yoga, for example, if you do a pose that's like a real stretch, the next pose you do is always the opposite to like let go of that. So the problem is you have to like loosen off those muscles, which is why all the exercises are like the opposite angles. And if you do that every day, you will just sort of counteract the effect of it. You know, the problem here is that you just keep it tight all the time. So
no, but I mean the doctor he did the like the game. I forget his name. It's Dr. Lewis
Dr.
or something?
Levi.
Yeah. I mean, those videos I think have really helped a lot of players.
I wouldn't be so. Yeah, definitely.
They're pretty good. He does oversell the angle. Like, now gamers are athletes. Like, you guys need the same sort of sports psychology and technical that we have.
I mean, listen, some people
It's
need
like,
that to be sold. You know,
it's true,
right? Yeah. They just gotta hear that. I am an athlete, Mom.
No, that's what he's hoping. No, he's hoping that the mother's like. He's hoping that the mother's like, son, hey, I see you playing a lot of that Fortnite there. Have you tried doing these exercises?
Dr. Levi says I'm an athlete.
Tell you what, Dr. Levi is an absolute stud as well. Have you seen him?
I mean, I would have, right, if I've seen the video.
He looks like he works out, mate.
Does he?
Looks slick as fuck. Yeah.
Man, that's great on him, you know,
Exactly.
taking care of himself. Yeah.
Yes.
He's not an athlete, but he's about all that
Could be
personal
one.
health.
Trying
He
to
could
flex
be,
into the gaming world.
right? No, but props to him, even if he oversells it a little bit. I think that's quite nice.
That's part of the game, I guess, right? Like if you want to get it out there,
Oh,
you have
it
to
was
sell it a bit.
hilarious.
Right? Yeah.
I saw an article which was by the person who's working with Rez from NIP, who also is like some sort of like physical therapist or something, you know. And they were showing basically like what they've been doing with Rez to help him with where he has like pain in his hand.
Right.
And unlike some of the other ones where, you know, it's just the amount of hours they play or, you know, they don't exercise enough. His is hilarious because they show like the angle that he was holding his hand at originally, and his hand, no joke, is like was bent like that to the side the whole time while he was playing. So it's no wonder his wrist was super wrecked because the first thing this guy did was like just get him to like a pose like that.
Right.
And then obviously you have to retool your game then because, you know, you're not going to be as...
And that was at the mouse hand too?
Yeah. It was
Wow,
what he was using the
okay.
mouse with, so he was using a really
When
bad
did this
angle.
happen?
Yeah, how
I
did
saw
he
it was a
ever get
recent
into
article.
like?
I saw it like around the major.
Dude, maybe that's because I feel like recently, Brest has not been playing up to his usual standards to me.
Yeah.
He wasn't as good as...
Right?
Yeah.
So...
The adjustment period kind of thing
Right,
that
right.
needs to kick in.
That's
could be
also, by the
interesting,
way,
yeah.
something where if esports ever does become a sport, that's why you won't have those anymore. Because the key thing is, in the future, if it's like football, you know, well, the idea is we'll scout your talent when you're 15 and you're in an academy,
Right.
you know. And that's when someone will say, oh, yeah, don't hold it like that. You, right now, before you become a top, put change, you know,
Right.
get like a nice setup. Same thing is, like, we'll be telling people, like, the best examples like bonding, like, you cannot sit 1 inch from the screen. That's going to destroy your eyesight. You know, like all these different basic things that, like,
No, I
I
mean-
get why they do it now because they're used to it.
Sure.
But like, if you could fix that, you would do it.
Right,
now.
and it's, yeah, because everyone that plays the way that they play right now is just, like you're saying.
Yeah, they're just too used to it, you know.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, if it's a real sport, right? Like, for example, if Rest has issues like with his hands, he would not be playing if this
No,
was a
you'd
real
have a
sport.
sub or
Like,
something.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Or you'd rest him for 2
But
months.
that's
until
why it's
better.
interesting because, like, for example, now granted, don't get me wrong, I think that League you can, and also Dota, you can use subs in a much better capacity than you can in Counter-Strike.
Sure.
You know, because it's not. Don't get me wrong, it's team play, but it's not nowhere near the same as Counter-Strike. You know.
So much more quick paced here.
Right.
I think familiarity with each other, like knowing how each other, like just how you run out to a bomb site, right? Like what you tend to do in certain situations, like knowing what goes on in the mind of a teammate. It's really helpful.
Right. But don't get me wrong, I actually think I think we're if this if Counter-Strike continues to live on and stuff, I think we will end up seeing at least 6 players.
I don't think like at that point 6 players wouldn't be enough though, right? That's the issue. Because like yeah, you can
Well, it
understand it,
depends on
but
rules
what?
like
Let's
that.
say like
sure.
if you have your in-game leader getting injured, well, you kind
Well,
of
like I'll give you an example, right? Like
Yeah.
we were talking about that before. Of like, well, should current coaches be
Allowed?
no, not be allowed, but should current coaches also just be the ones like when you get a coach, they also have to be like an ex-pro because they have to probably be a stand-in. So I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Cloud9 is playing with Valence today, right? Instead of Golden.
Yeah.
But let's say you have a coach that honestly that doesn't even come from some CS background, right? Like you basically screwed.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, but again, like that, then it comes down to I don't think you make the requirement every coach has to be an ex-pro.
Well, that's what we currently have now because the rules is that if you can't fit your usual your starting 5, you have to use the coach, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in reality, well, shouldn't you technically? Because I know the Valve major has that way, where it's like, well, because who was it that used
Hard
it?
style from
Right.
Smith Soldiers.
I mean,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's like, well, shouldn't I be able to like? I want my coach, but I don't want to play. I want to sub. But that wasn't allowed at that point. So you're forced to play with the coach.
obviously that's just how it should be. Like you should, let's say, have 2 additional slots for
Right.
2 extra people. That could be 2 coaches. It could be coach and an analyst. It could be 2 players and 0 coach. Like, however you want to do it, right? But that's what you send in on your your registration list for the major.
Because it's not like their coach will ever have time to play the game individually, right? You know, it's like he's never going to be prepared.
No, it's just going to have like the foundation of it.
Maybe this is the point where you get that 15-year-old that Duncan was talking about. Just put him on the sideline, paying him $100 a month. You know.
Well, the maddest example, obviously, is the Dota 2 one, right? Because remember, that guy, fucking mad, now called himself Seb, actually was the coach of that team for years. Now, he was obviously an ex-pro, and then he got forced into the line because of the changes they made, and then obviously they won TI with him. So that's like a ridiculous example, though, because obviously it's so unlikely your coach would be that capable.
No, exactly, yeah. No, I think
looking good for OpTic at the moment. Double AWP from Big, so heavily committing for this one.
One thing I do think is strange with the subs thing as well is like who would want to be brought in onto a team as a sub.
That's also, by the way, the reason why it's not going to work is because
Yeah.
in other games, like, you don't decide the team. Like in Overwatch, you know, they have general manager. He decides who's on the team.
Yeah.
Coach decides who plays the game. So you don't get to be like, oh, well, I'm the starter. It's like he tells you if you're the starter or not. And then crucially in the MOBA games, obviously League of Legends particularly, Koreans just don't even think that way, mate. Like you legitimately, there are teams right now, the team who's in the final for Europe, Fnatic, right? So their top laner that they're playing at the moment is this rookie player called Bwipo, who's like a carry player. Right. Now, he's perfect for this meta, so they're playing him as the starter, but their sub is Soaz, who is one of the most legendary League of Legends players. And by the way, legit himself is like a top 2 or 3 top laner from the West as well. So in another game, he just leaves and goes and joins the third best team or whatever and is their top laner. But he's willing at the moment,
well, that's because
for the sake
like
of winning,
saying,
to be the sub and let them swap in and out. So
but that's the thing for me then, right? Because
but you won't get that in Counter-Strike. That's going to be very hard
because
to get.
now, how do you make it to pro, right? You qualify for FPL and you just wreck heads in FPL, right? What if there's another element to that too?
Get a chance to be a sub and shit like that.
Right.
Well, the best example would be, like, this is a spot where I think they should have done this already. So you know they've just signed Broline to Fnatic now.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have signed him like a year ago, and then every time you need a sub...
Well, they weren't at Fnatic Academy.
They used
you know
him
what I mean? Yeah, so technically he was already signed.
But you know what I mean? I would. That's how I would have given him like a little bit of
yeah.
And then you could also test when you sub him, like, oh, he's getting close to ready now. Like, now we can make the real move to put him in.
Because, like,
and in that scenario, since the team he would play for is going to be so much slower, and you might even be able to loan him out to them when he's not playing for you anyway.
No, and think about it this way too, right? Because he's going to be available at all times. He's already playing FPL, but on top of that, he's just a part. He's just listening in to like going through strats.
He's learning the game. He's watching the guy
aware,
he's going to replace,
and then he's playing individually. So like whenever he's going to be needed, he's going to be like 110%.
Because the key there is he doesn't have an offer that's as good if he goes. He's not going to be in NIP if he's not in Fnatic. So in that sense, there, it's like the upside's enough for everyone. I think it would be worth it. But that's a bit obviously. It's
because it must be better to do that than still to play with your coach.
Oh, no doubt.
Right? Because the coach will just never have time to play individually.
Yeah.
If you ask any of these coaches, like, have you when was the last time you played the game? Right? Like they watch every day, but like because that's all they have time for.
But I don't think it's the coaches where you would have a hard time convincing them that could be the way to go. It's more like, can you convince again if it's a situation where there's not a like a 15-year-old wonder kid who's going to be the sub. Like, are you going to get someone who's played for the second best team in Sweden?
Well, the thing is, I think he's nailed it, dude.
No, but you probably don't.
He's nailed it, but inadvertently, which is what you need to do now is, since everyone needs a sub, and you want someone who's like good enough if they did play that they could do something not going to cost you the game immediately. The real move is get someone who is only an FPL star. Like, they're playing all the time, so their level's still high.
No, but that's what I mean.
And they want a shot,
said,
So that's what I mean. That would be the move.
Right, yeah. But because you already have them, and the only thing you have require him to do is sit in when you talk about tactics and stuff, and like watch the game, so you have like at least have some sort of an understanding of what's going on. And then if you know that you're going to be a stand-in, like, granted, they're going to be cases. The downside of just having one sub is that you could literally be replacement of any position. You never know if like something happens, right? It's like in that sense, yes. You can never really expect the sub to come in and just have a great performance, but like what you can expect at least individually for him to be ready.
OpTic is looking in great shape in this game. Like, this is going to be 5 rounds if they can get it. 5 rounds already in 8 played. That's very legit.
Yep.
Especially because you have to figure they're the ones who chose to go to this map. They must have a half-decent CT side.
Yeah, no, you'd think so, considering they picked it over Train.
And this is one where I absolutely think, as you heard from the interview there, I absolutely think big in their mind. We're like, right, they're going to make Train the 3rd map since we both like it. So that's the map they're prepped for.
Right, yeah.
They're not going to be prepped for OpTic on Overpass.
Not at all, yeah.
I mean, they're going to, they had obviously the 10 minutes or whatever between the maps, but that ain't enough time.
Right. Did Tizian just save that from the round before?
He picked it up, I think.
Where's armor and kit too?
Save.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, he saved it then, right?
Have I been muted again? Whoever's pressing that button, like, there's something wrong with your brain, mate.
What happened?
Someone muted the mic again.
No, they're trying to fix the sound. That's why.
Is it that big a problem for you? Let me try listening.
No, no, no. Well,
No, that's the exact same.
yeah. So when I got into the morning, it was worse.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But then because they start tampering with mine, I think because the one to the far left doesn't have it, I think, at all.
That sounds like a loose
Or
connection.
yesterday it didn't have
You
it,
know.
but maybe because I'm tampering with it now, it has it for now.
That just sounds like loose connection somewhere.
Messed
Yeah,
up something.
yeah. No, so they are tampering with it on the back end, I think, a little bit.
Fair enough.
Do you hear anything, Van?
Hmm?
Or did you? Oh, you didn't try it.
No, I couldn't. I'm still not gonna do anything.
Yeah,
it
no,
hasn't
no.
bothered me.
And
at
now,
all,
like I
so-
said, it's not. It's much better now, anyway. So
It's very telling to me that when they are forced to make the choice, so far, Big is nearly always choosing Tabson has the AWP rather than Smooya. Because here's the thing. Tabson a much better rifler than Smooya is. But even as an AWPer, Tabson's style is, I mean, he got really caught out there, so it looked bad, but his style is really consistent. You know, he does just classic AWP, hold the angles, reposition well. Whereas that's the problem with Smooya, he's too all in, so he might get you 2 kills and win you the round, but he also might just blow it immediately, get picked, and then you've got nothing.
that we can ask him too.
Do what?
You can ask the coach that too.
I mean, he might not be happy after this game, so, you know.
Oh, you know.
It's looking, well, ask OpTic what they think.
Right. Well, that's config.
Yeah, you know, I prefer to talk to coaches who win. Coaches who lose, they got to ask themselves questions. Never mind what I've got to ask them.
Have you ever done like a Thorin's thoughts with like Rugger?
Oh, like an interview?
Yeah.
No, never done one of them.
It would be very
I
interesting.
might do
to
one
see,
sometime.
Right.
It's
been around the block for a while.
I'd be more interested now that he's left North. 'Cause I'd like to know,
Right.
what was the logic behind that.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Because
Would
I
be
actually
pretty
suspect this is something a lot of people haven't put together. Like, one of the things I think I'm pretty good at in the industry is trying to figure out like things that seem separate, but if you add them together, it makes sense. So here's an example: is until MSL was kicked, everyone just blamed MSL for every roster move. What they don't know is MSL didn't have control of that roster. Like Rip and Ave, the coach and the director of esports or whatever, they were the people.
I mean, that's the thing what people don't realize. Usually, now to this day and age, that's how it is normally
think
for
about
most
this, though.
teams.
So, because those players got kicked, right, then they blame MSL. Well, now MSL's been kicked, and in fact, even their coach was let go.
Right.
So it's clear that, to me, that's an organizational thing, you know.
Right.
They were trying to set in place a different structure, and then they're choosing, all right, this player doesn't make sense for us, this one does, you know.
Right, yeah.
Because obviously, like, in that scenario, you can't complain either. Like, Rogger and MSL had a long time. They had their chance to do what they could in that team.
No,
they
yeah,
had their
no, I agree.
successes. They also had their failures,
Right,
you know.
yeah.
Eventually, it's the same as being like a manager in football. If the team's losing, you have to fire the guy eventually. It
No,
doesn't matter how
exactly,
good you
yeah,
are,
yeah.
you know. It's just not the right team for you.
Right,
maybe,
right.
You know. So I don't blame him for either of those moves in that sense. I just can't believe the team that MSL ended up on is Rogue. Like, I know that they have money, so maybe it's a good salary.
Right.
Maybe you want to try living in America. I don't know, but...
But what other options do you think he would
I was
have?
thinking one of the good teams. Well, OpTic's a pretty good example, right? Kind of an underwhelming team, bunch of players he's played with. I thought that might be an option they might go with.
I guess Heroic just got
I even think with the lack of in-game leaders in Sweden, if I was a team like Fnatic, I might have given it a try. Someone who's proven, you know, can make a system.
No, that's why it would be very interesting, because obviously with the Rogue swap, it was just catering for MSL in that sense. So it would be very different what MSL can do with that team as
Of
well.
course.
Also,
Especially because KD was trying to do more of like a loose style
right.
anyway. You
Yeah,
know.
because I especially think in North America, I think MSL's
You
kind
could have a lot of success with
Right, yeah.
Because, you know,
Very
you're playing
interesting.
people who are just doing gimmicky shit all
Yeah.
the time. They're not going to have scouted your demo. Oh, it could. I could have a lot of success.
Yeah,
I
I
think,
know.
mate.
Yeah, that would be super interesting.
And that's also the one way is a perfect move for him is that it's a bunch of players where no one's hyping any of these players. So if he does accomplish anything with them,
Right, they're
he's
not
going to
going
get a lot
anywhere
of
in that
credit.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's going to
yeah.
get a massive amount of credit.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's see if Big can. Now we have double up and log again on X.
What was it? Cockafoo said
Must win
anything
round.
anything between 9 to 11 CT rounds was where they wanted to be, right?
They're not getting that. At this point in time, it looks to me like
that
they're
what he
going to
said?
get like 7
Yeah.
rounds. I would guess 7 was the CT. What do you want the overall under?
Of how many rounds I
Yeah.
think they could win with?
I'm going to say Big gets to 7. No, how many they're going to get?
Oh, how many are they going to? I would probably say I'm gonna go with 6.
You're going to go the under? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that this round will probably tell us that story, right?
Yeah, more or less.
If they lose this, even getting 3 more rounds is going to be fucking hard.
No, they can't buy, so like...
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why 9-6 might be...
And I personally, I do not think that... Like, I would say for big, especially, they're not like super comfortable on this map. I think you have to win the CT half, mate. You can't be making it where you have to get like 9, 10 T rounds.
But that's
right?
yeah, that's
so
what the
tough.
that's what the coach said as well, right? Kakafu, right? They would like to get 9 to 11 rounds on the CT side. They thought, or he thought, everything would be decided on the CT sides of the two teams. So, I mean, if they're going to have this kind of a half where OpTic is able to get close to double digits, I don't know. Not loving Big's chances.
I do find that actually OpTic on their CT sides are a bit underwhelming. It seems like they just play a bit passive most of the time. Just wait for people to come in, which I think against Big, personally, I think is a terrible approach. Like when you know someone's setting up and they're like trying to make a mid-round read, that's when it's awesome to have someone like pressure an area of the map suddenly.
Right, yeah.
Make it so they can't, like you don't give them thinking time.
Yeah.
You don't let them set up all the smokes.
No, that was the thing. Like, what people don't realize as well, like, even back in the day, like, with strat-heavy teams, there's a reason why people started moving away from that. Because if you don't get that time to do everything that you need to do, it just doesn't work. Like, there's a reason why Very Games had such a good time against everyone else and just a hard time versus us. We just never let them do anything.
Sure.
You know, there's so many more teams that you can say the same thing about. The only people that I could say that really made it super hard to do that with would be Navi, because they played so defensively until like 30 seconds left. So at that point, like we like as CT, you don't have enough nades to play.
Here's the thing: the joke I used to have about Navi, the lineup you're talking about, is like because they used to just take map control, but they wouldn't just take map control and be like, right, we've got that area now, we just choose where to go. They would, like you say, they would wait. When they took map control in an area, my joke was like they became the CTs because they then just defended that area. Yeah. So if you try to peek back in, it's like they've got the angle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
one is just
looking at you,
stuff. Yeah.
So at that point, that's the because you know all the noobs would always think like the silver analysis is like, well, if they're just going to wait forever, just flank them. It's like they always cover the flank as well.
Yeah,
like,
and on top of that,
there is no way to push it.
And on top of that, the other thing was be well, if they always wait so much, why don't you just hold the nades? Well, here's what they did good. That's why I always hated to play Navi.
They always baited out both sides, right?
That too, and they always mixed it up with like fast rounds in between too. So you never really knew that you could keep or not.
No.
And like you're saying, like they would bait something out. So like they did it so good. Now, granted, if they would have had like say 10 more seconds on this game at this point at the old Navi, they would have been super dominant. Because CTs would just never have enough utility to hold them off. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Same as that's the other thing people don't realize. This is why I do give Zeus credit as an in-game leader. Like his style, like there was a total logic to it, you know. Like when you see him set up, when you have all the vision, it's easy to go, oh, they're going to set up and do an A here. But you don't know that. The guy in B is seeing the same flashes that he sees when they're going to go in last second to B.
Exactly.
So, for example, if he does hold his utility then, well, now he never gets to use it. So then next time he tries to throw it early to delay them, but they would never come in there anyway. It's like, oh, so many ways that it's tough to play against a team like that.
No, I think that I think it will come back eventually. I think we have a little bit more explosive Counter-Strike now in that sense.
I think his Gob's position is known. That should never happen. How did Config die there? That should never happen. Thing is, as well, this would have been like a... They would have had some money, but it would not have been a great round for Big if they'd have had to buy, so...
No, and now you're putting OpTic in a tough spot too with the money, so... I'm gonna try and save this if you... Yuki.
All right, so Big, at least making this much better looking CT side than what it was looking to be. Gabi being the top fragger, as we all expected.
On this particular round as well, he made the key play because he like crept in and through the bathroom area and got 2 kills.
Yeah, no, last 2 rounds he's played really well.
I still don't understand how we got that kill on Config though. I don't know what, like, that's why it makes me wonder if Config doesn't have very good comms or something, because like we could even see on his screen ages before exactly where he is.
Right.
You just killed your teammate.
Yeah, it should be a relatively easy kill, you know?
Oh. Yugi with up in hand. Previous round.
The thing is as well with this player, Yugi, like when you see him have a run of form that's just not very good, Well, one of the problems I've heard from people who've been teammates is he's someone who has like wavering motivation, you know. He's not always going to just grind all the hours, put in like mad practice himself, you know.
Gets like down on himself and doesn't really want to, yeah, basically, yeah, grind through the like the rough period in that sense. That is a skill to have for sure.
Gets another 2 kill. Yeah, Gob is playing really well actually.
Now you see why he uses the M4A1.
Yeah.
Helped in that particular set. Here's the thing, for a player like God B, there's a logic to it because he's such a smart player. It might actually help to have that 1 second where they don't know where you are, you know.
No, and to be fair as well, like if you're less skilled than your, you know, other players in your team, the silencer is actually better.
You've just got to find other ways to get kills.
Yeah.
You know. That's why I notice a lot of those players also are the ones who've now gone to the AUG and the SIG. Like those, it's usually those players who are like smart player, but like not the best at aim duels. So they're like, screw it, you know. Just find areas where this gun actually gives me a half decent advantage over whatever gun I'm go against, you know.
How's the massage, Jordan?
That was lovely.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Feel better?
Yeah.
All relaxed.
The forearms, and they also had this. You know how there's like a foam roller? Have you ever seen those for people with workouts? They had one with.
Doesn't to go anymore. Like he has to push.
Oh, they have enough for the AWP. Fair enough.
If you're OpTic at this point, surely you have to be happy about how this half has gone, just in total, right?
Overall, I mean, obviously you could have had a lot more.
Yeah.
Still, to end on, I mean, they could still end on it. Team rounds, that's absolutely fine. What a brilliant half. To me, it's more big who needs to win this round.
Yeah, they definitely have more riding on it. At least if we're to believe, you know, what the coach was saying as well, right? We'll see what comes out of it.
Who won pistol?
OpTic, I think.
Yeah.
OpTic was ahead. What was it, like 6-3?
I think it was, yeah, 6-3 was the biggest lead they had. But yeah, OpTic won pistol, then lost the third round as always.
I didn't realize that double ops here. Jeez. That's cocky.
They've gone to it a couple of times so far on the 60. Actually, it's been
No,
like
I'm saying just in the bathroom, not
Yeah.
double op in general. Like usually Gobs plays a close angle.
Only one on Yugi. Seems to be doing the work.
I mean, Gob is still in such a great position here.
This is so weird though. Like, Config's on the opposite side of the map with the bomb, so Yugi goes down. They're gonna clear out that side, figure out nothing's nearby, and then they're gonna have a very easy take on, or retake on B. Like, Config has to play it now with the time running out.
Yikes.
Well, a little bit of a comeback.
Oh, there we go.
It's BM. What are you thinking about over there, Jordan?
Life.
What
Many
about
complexes.
Am I too complex for complex? Huh?
Yes.
Shout out
What
to
is that
Ye.
from? I don't know.
Tanya.
Kanye.
What is it?
Tanya.
Oh, was it?
Ye big yay.
Yeah. Observing the odds up there by GG Bet.
I feel like the massage
Sure.
really didn't help your energy, Jordan. I think you have to go.
It wasn't
up,
about
do some
energy.
Jumping.
It was nothing to do with energy. Everything to do with frequency.
No, no. What I'm saying is that, you know, you were getting waking up a little bit before the massage.
Oh yeah, no, it relaxed me. It leveled me down
So,
again.
yeah.
Need another coffee or Monster?
Yeah, Monster Java. Where's that? I think I set
Is
You probably
one in
left
the
it over
fridge
there.
over here?
right here. Yeah.
No, he already has one.
I think-
Those are for
yeah.
show.
There is like one of everything.
No, they're not for
here.
sure.
We
You
don't
can
drink
drink those.
They're not for
They're
sale.
not,
or
they're
for
not only
commercial.
for commercials. You're actually allowed to drink them.
Lol.
Oh, yeah, this is Titian's 1v4 attempt in the pistol. Pretty damn close.
Yep. I feel like I'm getting sound every other round. Like messing with me.
It's actually your hearing just starting to go. Getting up in
It
the
might
ears.
be, yeah. It might also be that. You know, you never know.
There you go. That's a highlight.
Ooh. We're gonna start seeing the posters next game, Jordan.
What?
The posters.
Oh, the poster of all the teams.
Well, not
Yeah,
all
did,
of them.
Did they
but,
release the themes yet?
No, nothing. I think.
All a big surprise.
Yeah. You can't spoil yourself. Actually, maybe. I feel like some of the players probably.
I've said something.
Yeah, put it on Instagram. I feel like Fredberg put something on Instagram.
Well, I saw, yeah.
Like 2
I
days.
saw something of
2 days
Steel.
ago. Oh, Josh as well.
Yeah.
They've all messed it up.
Why is this paused?
Well, has to be something on
Extended
the technical side, right?
tactical.
Once
What's the video upload this morning?
What was the video? Oh, the one I just did now, you mean?
No, you upload a CS:GO video I think this morning, right?
Wasn't it Worlds?
No, I saw.
Oh,
it
no,
on
he's
the
right. Yeah, I did one where it was about...
I like how you just do so much content.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
just
like
forgot.
only 3
Lost
hours.
track of it, yeah.
That's like
It's
what?
because I recorded it yesterday, so
Yeah,
I
right,
couldn't
okay.
remember. It was one where it was about that concept where you have a player on your team who's not just good, he's like the main star of your team, and then, you know, you have only 2 AKs.
Oh,
in
I just saw in
round,
the
and
case
then
of the
you don't
missing
give-
AK.
Yeah, so you
So
don't give
what you
that
were
one.
touching upon with Neo and Lord basically was about that subject.
Yes, because
Right.
people still do it 10 years later.
Right.
And the whole point I make in the video, right, is there's always the same common excuses given, either by the players in question or fans. And actually, all of them don't make any sense if you examine them. So, like, a very quick version, I won't go into it all, is like, you know, people say, for example, like, oh, but, you know, what if he actually just saved that gun? Like, you know, he's going to have low confidence if you tell him to give it up. It's like, have you ever heard of playing for the team? Like,
Right.
like, imagine that logic in football. Like,
The only
but
time it
he
makes
tackled the
sense-
guy and got the ball, so why would he pass to the striker so
Right.
he can score? It's like, well, there's an obvious answer there, isn't there? It's his
Right.
job to score.
I mean, the only time that I would say it makes sense is that if he saved the gun and he, you know, and it's a full eco, and like you can't afford for your star player to buy an armor,
Okay.
like then you can
Yeah.
keep it in a sense, right? Because honestly, I would prefer to have AK armor on like a lesser skilled player than to put him on an AK no armor, because it's one bob. He's probably dead anyway, you know. Then it's better for him to go second and like maybe bait for the armor guy.
Okay.
I'm done
You
with
don't
that.
agree with that?
Yeah, I'm done with
Uh,
that.
The
yeah.
armor bobbing here, like you
In
get
some
hit
scenarios,
once.
yeah.
It's one thing if you, I would prefer for him to
Depends
just
what
have
your
a deagle
player
at
is
that
as well.
point.
The reason I give the simple example is because this is the dude who's also like the best at entering for a star player as well. So it's like he's also going to go and get you guns if you
Right.
give him.
No,
an
but
AK
here's
or-
it. Like imagine entering without an armor. You know, unless you go towards an op and he missed the shot, right? Like if you have that mindset of like, okay, well I know I'm going towards B on Mirage and he has an op. Like if you peek someone, no armor, trying to get an entry, and you get like hit once, it's game over.
Simple's still the best player to have with it though.
Probably. I mean, if we're all, yeah. I mean, if
You
we're
know.
talking simple, yeah, sure. You know. And to your point as well, like actually another thing you could do is at that point as well, another person that doesn't have armor in your team could be the bait for simple. And then
Of course, yeah.
if you have Zeus with an armor, he could pick up the second weapon at that
Yeah.
point. There's multiple ways to do it. I agree. I mean, I've never, if both of them have armor, for example, I don't think there's any question, you know, in that sense.
Pretty much, yeah. If they're on equal term,
Right.
Because there's
Right.
then there is very
Yeah.
one that's a lot better.
Even on like the subject of on CT side, where I was like, well, they're coming my bomb side, I should have it. But it's like, well, why don't you still give it to say Simple, and he goes and play that bomb side?
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
he probably plays a little bit different too, and it could actually really like mess up the other side.
This is so big. 'Cause here's the problem: is if like obviously we know Big wants ops every time they can get them, but how are you going to buy ops now?
Wait, Smooya decided
Only
to
one player
buy
can buy it. It's Tizian.
No, I mean Smooya decided to buy it, but Gabi didn't have money at all. So yeah. Huh. Interesting.
That's what I wanted to ask the coach before too, Kakafu, about the double op there with the glass cannon.
Oh
Remember
yeah. Whether that was
yeah,
a misbuy
that
on
is
the.
100% misbuy.
I mean, they have been going to double ops a lot of the time.
Yeah, but it doesn't. At that point in time, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
and
with
I
what
know
they're
they're very
surviving.
particular of like round by round of what they want to do. Like they have a game plan, so I just really highly doubt that it was nothing but a misbuy.
Thorin, how many videos do you think you post a month? on YouTube?
45.
Yeah, probably something like that. Because remember, I do like the talk shows as well, you know. So for those ones,
And he covers
So
more
mostly
than
one
one
a
game.
day, and then occasionally
yeah,
1.5 a day.
yeah, probably like 1.5 average.
Trying to figure out how many vlogs you need to do per day or what.
No. That's what in the content world you could learn from others, but comparing yourself to others is kind of silly.
Yeah,
It'd be a
exactly,
nice
yeah.
goal. Like at one point, I was trying to do like 2 or 3 a week just of like CS content, but
Yeah.
just curious. Yeah, Thorin obviously chooses
I think
a wide
it's.
array of topics.
I think in that sense, Duncan is just very knowledgeable in the sense of like he knows all the history. Whereas for you, when you do CS videos, it's also the re-edit of like in-game stuff as well. So for you, it takes a little bit of extra time in that sense, Jordan.
Yeah, unless I'm doing like a rant about something where I'm just jumping around a server, then that's a pretty easy like raw edit. People don't
Sure.
like those to be too edited, but yeah. No, that's why you don't really compare yourself because everyone's got their own specialty
Exactly. Yeah.
or their own style.
Plus, another trick that a lot of people miss when they're starting to do content is they just sit down that day and go, right, what could I make a video about? Like, the odds that you're going to come up with great ideas there, not very good. What you have to do is, just as you're going about your day and your job, you just have an idea, so you're writing them down, you know.
Right,
That way
you think about
go
it,
to
so,
a
I
pool
wanna
of
do that.
ideas. Like, right, what could I pick from this?
Right.
What's either topical or if there's nothing topical, what would be a good weird one to do? You
Right,
know?
right.
You've got a whole pool of ideas already.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. The questions from chat people answer. At one point, I just stayed up had a desktop notepad. I haven't done it the last like couple months. I've just been doing random thoughts, but
And also, you also get tips from other people, like fans and stuff as well. I'm sure. So, oh, can't you do a video about
Sometimes,
this?
yeah.
that's what your
Right.
Patreon sometimes is,
Right.
right?
Right.
Yeah. Thing is, though, like I actually didn't realize myself just how many videos I'd made until on YouTube. When you go to the videos page, there is actually a counter at the top that tells you how many videos is on your channel, and I didn't actually notice because I never used to look at that number. You know? So I knew, yeah, obviously I've done like quite a few years of it now. That number is like way over 1,000.
Really?
Isn't that insane?
Do you also can you tell there when you made your YouTube account? Like you, so for example, if you
I
go
can't.
back,
I know it tells you,
You
the
can.
date you made it.
can you then you can technically go back and say the first time you ever uploaded a video is 2010 in January,
Yes.
right? And then you divide that by 1,000. That's a lot.
Sure.
Like have you done that?
Well,
like
the
how
thing
many
is,
a year have you uploaded?
Oh, well, that's the thing. I mean, like, put it this way: of the 1,200 or whatever I've got,
Right.
nearly all of them were done in the last 4 years. Because the thing
That's
is, I had the
nuts.
account since 2009, but that was just a YouTube account.
So on
like, you know,
average,
it's not easy to
300 a
use it.
year.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
quite a
that's
lot.
like okay,
Quite
yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
That's very yeah. That's consistency.
Respect.
That, yeah.
We're gonna
Pretty
get
legit.
Fiffy's Feelings, new YouTube series.
I'm just not all about that, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I keep to myself. Mind my own
Feelings.
business. I just want to be me,
Just be yourself. Well,
You know?
flip on the camera.
right? Same with
Fiffy's-
people watching, you know, like yeah,
This is
maybe
a
they
big round
comment.
right here.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is
a big one.
actually. Let's come back in on this because
Okay.
this late round play.
Thanks. This
But I
is a
do
big
care
one.
about your feelings.
Get out of that.
We'll talk about
Get
that
out
later.
of that.
He's dead at that point anyway. It's double molly. He's just like, well, great, man.
Whatever.
All right, well, let's get into this then.
They're looking like they want to save them.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's- it's-
11 to 9.
Before your economy goes to shit, keep that off. Couple rifles.
Right, Big has a window here. It's still absolutely a winnable game, but I don't know. It's looking a bit back and forth. This could go all around as well.
Yeah, OpTic needs to have a bit of a run, though, for that to happen, because right now, with them saving, probably want to buy out behind this, even though it's not going to be a great buy kind of a deal. But because you've saved majority weapons, then their buys are going to take quite some time before they're actually good.
This is what I've noticed as well about OpTic, is that if since they don't have anything to fall back on if the aggressive plays on seat side never works.
So like 2 one-dimensional?
Yeah, you know, like I feel like once the aggressive style works and you fall back on it, you play against that, like the picks and stuff, I think they do a really good job. But once you have, like, for example, on the map, Inferno yesterday, for example, right? Like, they were struggling heavily there on the banana and stuff. They really didn't really have any fallback. Because then that's when you saw the retakes and stuff. What's up, Jordan?
I just got a tweet. C9 beat
With Valens.
MIBR 16-13
With Valens.
with Valens.
Oh,
I missed
okay.
that.
They
Holy
they
shit.
played close against Navi, too. 13-16 or something, right?
Doing it.
And then NIP beat
Astralis?
Astralis 16-14.
Definitely expected.
Anywho.
What do you mean? By everyone.
NFP still have that
here we
87-0
go.
streak, right?
Do they know this water guy's here? Oh, that's unfortunate.
Give him a little extra lifeline.
Oh, wow. That took him a while.
Still 2v2. Ah.
Is Kadrian rotating up towards higher? He's dead. Well, now you might as well save Snappy. You don't have a defuse kit. There we are. I mean, it looks pretty promising for OpTic for a time being there. Got the man advantage. Just bomb planted.
It's all gone to shit now.
Yeah. It's all over.
Snappy's not good at opera. I don't know why he's even got it, man. He's just one of those people who, again, just think they're good at everything.
Oh, I guess, like, especially with an op as well, armor, no armor, all that stuff. That entire discussion probably doesn't matter as much if you have an op.
No,
I
Well, he
it's
did
just
it.
like
He dropped it.
yeah.
Some armor.
Just again, like
No,
if
if you have an op, I think it's totally different.
Yeah.
Actually, if anything, even more so, I think, on the CT side. Yeah, I mean, then that really doesn't matter, right?
see if it actually makes a difference. So he not having the most sparkling game. Started the series pretty well though, on Dust 2.
Yeah.
One
No, he
thing that I'm
wanted
a
that.
little bit worried about is the fact that we haven't seen a single good map from Config at this point. Like
No, wait, he had a
no,
good,
he was like okay. He was okay.
he had a
was
good
good on
map
Dust
yesterday,
2.
right?
Yeah, yesterday maybe, but today like he was good on Dust 2, but obviously Yugi was the brightest star in that sense, right? Definitely didn't do good on Nuke. By his standards, just kind of just walking into a lot of aggressive CT side or CT players on Big, etc. on Nuke. Overpass haven't really done too much
here
out of
we
himself
go.
as well.
Dude, I love this
Five-man
call from
train.
Big. I love this because they know they're so low on money.
The boy's going off. There we go. Just on cue, right?
Yeah, they
And the
need
op's
that.
still alive.
Yeah,
Cajun going the super long flank.
there's no way Yugi's going for this. I think
No,
Cage is
Cage just going all the way to the back so he can try and kill someone and save
Yeah.
the weapon.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a great call. Because if anything, I mean, Gob, it's either full eco or very low buy with no utility, so. You know what? It's looking to be an OpTic win.
Gob's maintaining his fragging here in the second half. He's
Yes,
sitting at 22. Really doing it all this one.
How would you rank currently top 5 IGLs individually?
Individual players.
Yeah.
Is it a bit of a
As
cop out?
fraggers,
Just say
basically.
like Nico #1 because he's currently in-game leading.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, well, the thing is, if anything, I feel like he's dropped off because he has been in-game leading. So would you really put him?
I mean,
did
I
pretty
think
well
it's
at
more.
this
And you have to
turning.
remember too that I'm not saying like, oh, I'm a game leader. Yeah, obviously you still have to have your team perform, right?
Right.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah, but
So,
I
like,
mean,
it doesn't
he's
really
more
make-
inconsistent. But I don't like again.
so like for
if that's
example,
the criteria,
I would
he's-
obviously put Glaive first, right? I don't think it. You know, there's no discussion about that in that sense. like-
no, if you're just talking like how good of an individual he is.
Yeah, but you have to you have to
He
make
means
the
you
team
also
work.
have to. Put it this way, he means like you can't just say, "Oh, Simple's the in-game leader." Well, he wins that contest.
You're
Like,
right. Like,
you have to also lead as well.
Yeah, but again, Nico led through Epicenter, FaZe wins Epicenter.
Yeah, but that's
beating
one
up-
tournament though.
Yeah, but we haven't had much more time.
but
so
okay,
But
that's-
you can't be
that-
number one, can you?
No, but you can't even count him in the discussion as
No,
well.
you probably
That's a
shouldn't.
criteria,
Sure.
right?
Oh, man,
So
but
when
he-
I say like,
So
So
then
you
here's
can
the
count
thing.
him, but he's only done one tournament.
Right.
So
Here's the thing.
just don't go too nuts.
You're allowed to count him if you want, but I think that's a cop-out move. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's why I asked.
Right.
If,
No,
is
that's
it
what
a
I mean.
cop-out move?
You're allowed to if you want, but give me.
So you can, but it is.
Right.
There's the answer.
Exactly.
There's the answer.
So basically, you
So
decide for
basically,
yourself.
don't do it. Then,
No, I
yes,
mean-
obviously Glaive is number one.
Okay, so
There's
give me top 5.
top 5.
That makes it harder, doesn't it?
Again, just I started thinking about people in halfway decent teams,
Chris
right?
J, got to be number 2.
Yeah.
I think Chris J I'll go with.
Okay.
He can wow out for sure.
All right.
Let's think who else.
Check like
Got Nitro's not a bad shout. I mean, he doesn't get big numbers, but obviously he just
Yeah,
him and Chris
I
J.
mean, yeah.
individual.
For obvious reasons can go ham, you know.
Sure.
Who else have we got?
Trying to look at like the.
Well, we have like so Fnatic and IP. We have big. Cloud9.
Well, is
who's-
Lekro still leading?
Lekro's
game
leading for-
It's
yeah.
gotta be him then, right?
Well,
Right?
again, then you can look at like how are they performing in
His
tournaments,
team's
and then
generally
it's just,
done
like
okay.
pretty.
Yeah.
Sure. But in
mean-
comparison to his teammate, right? Like you for example, I'm not saying sure, maybe Lekro's the best player in the world, but how does he fare against his teammates in the sense of like, well, actually, he's a pretty good individual based on their performance and based on
Sure.
his in-game leading skills, right? If you put it that way. So like, for example, is it fair to say this is a random name, right? But random placing. Say that Fnatic is top 10 or they place 10th.
Yeah.
Does exists in-game leader skills with his individual performance justify the 10th placing? In that sense, you understand?
Okay.
Or do you feel like they should be higher?
Oh, yeah, with current lineup
Right.
type of thing. Judging off of his individual performances, or like.
Right.
See, that's where I'd fall off, right? If you're gonna judge him off of his in-game leading skills or skills as an individual player, or if you're just looking for the best individual player who happens to be an
So
in-game
big.
leader as well.
Oh well, how about this? Why not both?
So
Then you're
huge.
just talking about the best player.
Actually.
Oh, that's pretty much the game right there.
I don't know. I think actually Snappy is pretty high up there in terms of obviously not if you account for teams' performances because obviously OpTic haven't had really anything to fall back on there. But just in terms of how good he is at playing in general and fragging, then yeah, he's definitely above amongst the better.
Yeah, no, because I feel like nowadays we don't have ultimate. They still exist, like the support kind of in-game leader roles, where it's like individually they're not really as strong, right? And then now, like
Well,
you're
it's
saying,
just because they're all old school. So
Right,
Bobby,
right.
Zeus.
I guess. Oh, actually, one guy we obviously forgot. Fallen.
right?
I don't think he's been very good for a while, though. That's the problem.
No, but again, like compared to everyone else,
I would still
Yeah,
rate
but I
him
think he's
pretty
doing a
highly.
bad
he's
job
going to be a top
as a leader,
3.
though.
Like again, if you take individual, again, it comes out to like how highly you weigh team performances over the individual performances
Right.
from
Well,
that player.
so here's
right?
my question: like, you can value that off of like, do you think MIBR is struggling because of Fallen's calling,
No,
because of Fallen's in-game leader skills, or
No.
in-game
I think they're
No?
because they have a team that doesn't work together.
Right,
like
so then
player roles.
Right, so then in that sense, like he would be rated higher in that sense, right? Because you feel like it's not his fault. The team is
Yeah,
not performing.
unless
to
you
his
then take into consideration like was
Unless he
Fallen
picked the roles and
pick,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
if he's the one who
Yeah.
picked the players to come in there.
right, right.
At that point, then he tanks.
Well, yeah, exactly. But I don't think that we should definitely discount, right? But I don't think because that's I don't think that's how teams work anymore. You know, in that sense of like, well, he's out.
some places they still do.
What on earth? Was that like Mad Lock?
There we go. Yugi 1v3. Bomb's not down at least, so he's got that going for him.
He's the one of HP too. A lot of utility. This is such a hard spot, though. You take that initial peek here and you get insta
Insta-kill, yeah.
What an underwhelming game by OpTic.
They started off so well too, but it was the same issue. I feel like, look at it. They got the first 2, and then after that, not a single weapon round on
If
OpTic
you went
side.
through the game and you found like the 2 or 3 rounds that were like both teams have money, but like one of them's going to be in trouble if they lose this one, like it feels like OpTic lost all of those.
Yeah. But I feel like, again, I see this being a bigger and bigger issue as we go further into the new economy as well. Like, CT side, especially CT side, like if they win the 2 first rounds, if they get reset on that third bye, they are in such massive issue. Like, it's so big problem.
Right.
Like they have no way of like stabilizing or climbing back gradually in a solid way, and T's are just gonna have that advantage for the rest of the game.
Right.
Which doesn't really make for super interesting Counter-Strike. I don't think, like, how many games have we seen so far at this tournament where a team has actually been able to win more than the first 2 rounds with pistol?
There's been a few.
I think there's been like 1 or 2 where they've managed to win like that third bye round and
the
then
third and then continue.
Yeah.
And those are the rounds where the CTs have won their half, I think.
Yeah.
Or even the game, I think. No, they have. When you win the first 4, I think they've ended up winning the half because we've only had 2 or 3.
Winning the half, yes. I think the only
not winning the game, so winning the half.
Yeah. Because we obviously had the 11-0 lead for
right.
Ghost coming back versus Energy, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like it's been a rarity though to see teams being actually able to make the pistol worthwhile anything at all. Outside of just putting you in a really rough spot where you feel like you have to buy up in the 3rd or 4th round with less utility or weaponry, and that just kind of sends you into like a really rough path.
Yeah. Closing thoughts?
OpTic's a bit of an underwhelming team. Like you even saw in all these maps they lost here. They had tons of rounds where they win like 3v3 or like get a post plant or they come in for the retake on a 2v2. They seem to lose all those rounds pretty much. Like the coordination isn't very good with the players. Big is leaps and bounds ahead in that particular respect. Knowing what to do off each other, having like a protocol of like if this player does this, you can make a play over there. Sure. OpTic didn't have that at all. Like, the amount of times I saw them blow it was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing. I will say, happily surprised to see how well Big played on Overpass again. Like, I just thought they would be, I guess, struggling a little bit more considering what Kakafu was saying.
The big game changer in this one was, even though Nex at like the end of the first half had like 4 kills, Godby had like 22 or something. That definitely picked up the slack there. Otherwise, it would have been a real rough one.
No, he was a big nuisance, I think, at the end of later stages for OpTic. Cool then. Well, let's take a break. And coming up, we have Ghost Gaming versus Team Kingwin.